Maddie, hello there, all the way in Texas.
Hi, Aviva, all the way in London.
Yeah, so good to see you after such a long time.
Oh my gosh, it's so great to see you.
So, Maddie, you're one of your nom de pleurs or nom de plumes is Maddie Sparkles.
Yes, that's my pen name. That's my stage name.
Your nom de plume. What? Tell me about your sparkles.
Gosh, for years, like literally decades, I've been wearing sparkles on my eyes every single day to the point that I actually forget I'm wearing them. And it was such a conversation starter, even way back then, like over 20 years ago when I was living in New York. And literally, even today, people will say, "Oh my gosh, I love your sparkles," or "Where did you get your sparkles?" And a while ago, probably about 2018, when I was back in the UK trying to get my green card tied up for America, and I went to a distributor and I actually had my sparkles made into a product. So I have my own product line now with lots of different colors.
The
Uh,
sparkles on that you're putting on your eyes?
yeah, just for your
Oh,
eyes
fabulous.
and all different colors on maddiesparkles.com.
Okay.
And I love them and I often give them to people. I was in Starbucks the other day and this girl behind the counter was like, "I love your sparkles." And I had some with me and I gave her some and it brought her so much joy. And that's really what I'm all about, lifting people up, helping them feel more joy and more radiance and just feeling like they own themselves, like they're proud to be who they are. And sparkles are always, doesn't matter what age you are, what sex you are, like how you identify yourself, everybody loves sparkles. So that's kind of really, and then my name, Maddie Sparkles, that just made sense. So
Well, I think it's incredible. And actually, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you, because
mhm.
the sparkle is really it's what we're about. And I think that you can actually define gray as adding sparkle. So
Absolutely.
now that you first of all, let me ask you, how long have you been gray?
Gosh,
And how
I
did it start?
okay, so I colored my hair religiously for years, like probably at least 15 years. And I used to love it. I was all different shades of blonde, and I went bright red for a while, burgundy. I've had so many different colors. And like back before my 20s, I always had very long hair all the way down my back.
Mhm.
And I went to university and decided to get it cut short, not like this, but cut short. And then probably a few years ago, I went to see Pink in concert and I absolutely love Pink. And I thought, oh, I love that hairstyle. I'm just going to go for it because I never ever wanted to have my sides like shaved. It was just a thing. I felt like I don't know if I'll suit it. And once it's done, it's done. But I just loved her hair so much. And I thought, I'm just going to go for it. So I feel like it was a transition. I think I had my hair blonde, and the last time I probably had my hair blonde was maybe 2000 and maybe 16.
Okay.
So what's that? 17, 18, 19, 20, like 7 years ago. I was looking at photos the other day and my hair was a wee bit longer and it was blonde. And I think it was part of it was like, I just don't feel like I want to keep spending money on my hair and having to keep up with it. It was so much work to keep coming up with the color. And anyway, so I think that like back in 2018, that was probably, sorry, 16, that was probably the last time. Did I say 18 or 16? 2018. Yeah, 2016. And I just decided to not get my hair colored after that last one. And when the gray was coming through, it was really interesting because I know that some people, if you've got a very definite, like let's say you've got very dark brown hair, then the gray comes through and you've got that awkward in between phase where it's half grown in. And for me, I think I was number one, I was always really curious to see what shade of gray it was going to be or if it was going to be white. I had no idea. I didn't even know if I'd like it. And I'd kind of decided in my mind if it's like a very kind of tinny, like certain type of dark gray, I don't know that I would be able to, that I'd be happy with that. But I let it just, I didn't color my hair after the last time that I had it done, and it started growing in and it kind of mixed with the blonde. So you couldn't really see it really well. And then I just kept it going. And the color that was coming through, like the kind of like this kind of platinum kind of color. I remember the last time I had my hair done, I remember asking for that color of like almost like that kind of color of blonde. I was like, can you make it like a platinum blonde or like so it kind of looks white? And they could never get that color.
And look
So
at it.
I let my hair go. And it turned out that it was the color that I'd always wanted it to be, like pay for it to be. And now this is what it is naturally. So I feel very blessed and very excited about that.
So how long have you been embracing it just like this?
I think probably like let's say give it a year for it to really come through, probably since 2019.
Mm-hmm. And there's no turning back, I see.
No, I mean, listen, I would never say never. I'm not like against doing it, but I really don't feel the need because to be honest, I don't actually think there's another color that I would really love more than this.
Yeah.
Right?
What's not to love?
Pardon?
What's not to love?
Yeah, I mean, I feel really I feel myself. I feel very authentic. I feel very young. I feel youthful. And, you know, I'm 51 now and I just feel like I've got a lot of energy. I'm excited and I don't really feel the need to do anything else to my hair. Sometimes it's high maintenance to keep it really short, but it's easy, you know, and it's really nice. It's just one less thing to think about, put it that way.
So do you think that people treat you differently now that you are showing this color? Because let's put it like this. People associate gray hair with somebody who's being older. You don't look it. I don't think it's changed your look at all. I think as sparkly as you ever did. But do you think that, you know, going from the say pink now and then now it's gray, do you think people react differently to you?
You know, I actually don't. I feel like I just said to you earlier, a lady came up to me last night. People come up to me all the time. And it's the combination of the sparkles and the haircut and the color. And I have a lot of older women coming up to me who are also have grey hair and they're like, oh, I love your look. I love your look. You just look so sparkly and I love the grey hair. It's amazing. So I don't feel, and I also feel like, you know, I'm around quite a lot of younger people as well. Like during the week, I work in sales and marketing, and they don't have a clue that they don't think of me as being 50. A lot of them are in their 20s and 30s, and I get on really, really well with all ages and always have done. But it doesn't even come into it, and I feel like I'm just showing up as me with the way I am towards people. And I think that if you're a friendly, outgoing person and being authentic, then it doesn't really matter. So I don't feel older or over the hill or anything like that. I just feel actually like I'm just getting started. Yeah. That's how it feels.
Yeah. So it doesn't define you as an older person. It just is part of you, who you are and who you've always
been. Definitely not.
Yeah.
I will say something really interesting. I've always been really into wearing bright colors and patterns, and I still have a lot of that in my wardrobe, in my closet. But I now wear black a lot more, and I actually feel like I love wearing black more than ever because of my hair. I think it suits me a lot more now than it did when I was not so silver, you know, not so grey.
Because it sets off the contrast.
Just fixing my hair now. Say that again.
But it sets off the contrast. It shows it better now.
Yes, exactly. And I feel sophisticated and I feel sexy. And I think that I always felt like I don't want to wear black because it just kind of is not really my personality. But I love wearing all different colors and, you know, bright reds or even pinks, or I've never ever been one to wear like pastels or what do they call it? Capsule, like a capsule closet with like navy and cream and gray. I've never, you know, historically worn these colors, but black, I'm really having fun wearing black at the moment with this hair.
But it really suits you. So it sounds like you're not living any differently to the way you were before. It sounds like you're just continuing with this persona who you are.
Yeah, I mean,
it hasn't made any difference to you.
Not really. If anything, I just feel more in my power. I feel sexier. I feel more confident. I don't feel like an old person. And the way in fact, if I'm being honest, I think when I used to see people when I was in my 20s and I would see older ladies with grey hair, I would think, wow, like they look old. Yeah. But I definitely don't feel that way. And I also, when I see other women now or men with grey hair, I find it really attractive. I think it's a really beautiful thing. So
you can gravitate towards them because you feel like you're part of that club, perhaps.
yeah. For
And,
sure.
and if someone came to you and said, Maddie, I'm toying with the idea, I don't have the guts, what would you advise them to do?
Well, I would say, listen, it's totally up to you. It's completely personal, but I will share that since I had chose to just go grey or silver, I always say silver, it's completely liberating. It makes me feel really good, really happy. I'm owning myself. And actually, if you just let yourself go natural, it's your natural genes. You're probably going to see that you look younger, or just there's something more wise looking about you, or right. It just looks right because it's your natural color and it suits you. And so many other people that I've seen, that like, even with you, I hadn't seen you for years, and then I saw you and it was like, wow, totally like great. It's amazing. And people love it. Like, it's such a thing now that if you try it, you can always try it. And if you don't like it, you can either color your hair or you can get it cut. It's not a big deal, but give it a go, because I think you're going to absolutely love it.
And what would you say then about some of the things that we find in the media? For example, I was reading recently that there's a very well-known Canadian newscaster who, during the lockdown, decided that she was going to embrace her natural hair color. And she'd been very, very well known in Canada for a long time. Her name escapes me. They let her go. The company let her go, and they told her that they were moving in a different direction, and they replaced her with a younger newscaster. What would you say about that?
I think that number one is their loss. I'm sure. I don't know who it is you're talking about, but I'm sure if this person was great at what they did, then, the other thing is that maybe it was time, maybe it was her time, and they wanted like fresh energy. I wouldn't put that on the hair color per se, but maybe it's just she's moving on to bigger and better things. And sometimes when we're not ready to let go of something and we're let go, if we can embrace that and just look at it as like the universe, without sounding too like woo woo, but the universe is like pushing me in a different direction, because I would probably have stayed here for another 20 years. I believe that she probably is very talented, and she'll probably go on to do bigger and better things with the following that she had, and use it to her advantage. That's the way I would look at it, but they're lost for sure.
Yes. So essentially what you're saying is it doesn't matter what age we are, the universe is still open to us, and we still have new environments to explore, new places to see, regardless of the color of our hair.
Limitless. Like the world, like there's never ever not going to be an opportunity. There's abundance everywhere. I mean, I love this wee wall hanging I have in the back. It reminds me of abundance, of like water and like waterfalls and butterflies, and there's an abundance all around us, and there's never not going to be opportunity. The only limit we have is in our own mind, telling ourselves that there's no opportunity left, or there's no one else to meet, or there's no more restaurants out there to try. I mean, the world is always going to be about expansion, and us as humans, I believe, are always about growth and moving on to that next level. And it's limitless, and there's always opportunity if you're open to it and you allow it in. That's what I think.
That's wonderful to hear from you, Maddie Sparkles. I really love that. We're limitless. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me. I love what you're doing. I love what this is about. I'm super excited for anyone that chooses to do this, because again, it's almost effortless. It is effortless because you're not trying, you're just being, and we're human beings. And that's what it is.
Thank you so much, Maddie.
Thank you, Aviva, and all the best with everything.
Thank you.